So by now, you hopefully have a better understanding of the basics of JSX. So I think that we are good to remove all the code that we've been writing here and return back to the original app component that was defined in this file. So let's go ahead and remove all of our former code right here, starting with my header and these two functions and the my link component as well. And then here's our old commented code. This was all generated for us by Create React App. I'm just going to select everything in this file and then press Command / on a Mac. On a Windows, that will be Control / and that will remove all the comments. And now we are back to where we started from. And by now, hopefully everything in this file should make sense. Now, when we were writing our React components, we were using arrow functions, but the same syntax applies to regular JavaScript functions with the function keyword. So what we have here is an app component, right? It's a React function component because it is a function that returns some bit of JSX. And that's all you need to know to understand what's going on in this file. Here is the JSX that's being returned. We're starting with the div, and it's housing a header and an image and so on. You can see on various elements here that we are using class name. That is just the attribute that we use in React for class. And these class names are coming from the app.css file, which is imported right here on line 2. So if I actually go into this file and bring it over here on the right, you'll actually see the styles that we're utilizing. So app right here is coming from line 1 of our CSS file, and app header right here is coming from line 16 in our CSS file, and so on. So these classes are simply defined in a different file. We're importing that CSS file in line 2, which allows us to use those classes in line with the class name attribute. Otherwise, basically everything else is concepts, once again, that we've been introduced to. So for example, here in line 8, we're using the curly brace syntax. It's being used here to provide a dynamic value for the source attribute of the image element. This logo value is actually coming from an imported logo SVG. It's actually an imported SVG file that is being interpolated in line. This is totally valid due to the setup of Create React App. The rest is just regular attributes, regular paragraph tag, hyperlink, and then we conclude the final div, and then we simply export default this function, which basically means we make this component the default export of this file. So we are then free to use it, import it in another file, and either render it as the top component of our app, or we can use it within another React component. All right, that's really all there is to cover in this lesson. We are back to having the original app component that the Create React App team generated for us, and we're going to start exploring more details of React and JSX in the upcoming lessons. So I'll see you there.